Alright, how's everybody doing this evening? Back again with another video for you guys and gals. And today what I have for everyone is my full review of the Zoetouch Bluetooth magnetic earbuds. Okay? Now, without further ado, let's get into this full review. First off, the first thing I want to talk about is the overall build quality and design of these necklace style earbuds. Now, from a build quality standpoint, I have to say the Zoetouch did a very nice job. These headphones are very durable with their flexible band, and the buttons and all of the controls have a nice clicky and responsive feedback to them. It's very, very clicky. And I do like the fact that all of the buttons have a nice ridge to it. So even without looking, I could tell that this is the plus button. I could tell this is the power/multifunction button. And I could tell that's the volume down. And these volume buttons also serve double duty, because this is your forward or next track, and this is your previous as well as volume down. So this is volume up, forward or next track, volume down, previous track, and play pauses in the middle, as well as power on. Okay, so all in all, I have to say, from a build quality standpoint, Zoetouch has done a really nice job. The headphones are very durable. You know, the buttons are very clicky and give you a nice responsive feedback to them when you press them. So really, really good job there. And now talking about the design of the necklace style earbuds, again, I feel as though Zoetouch did a really, really good job. Everything is where it needs to be. So these will just rest on your neck. And if you want to know which earbud is which, this is the left side and this is the right side. So I like how they labeled that underneath. And also you have adjustable clips here, so you can adjust it to have more or less cable and get your cable management on, and you know, really get it to the most comfortable fit for you and not have so much cable going on. And it's really nice that they have that on both, so you can really adjust this to however you want to have it. So really, really good design. And also the fact that these are magnetic means that when you're not using them, you're never going to lose them. Really, really nice there. Really nice. And I think I turned it on by accident. Let's turn that off. Okay. So in terms of the build quality and design, I think Zoetouch did a really, really nice job. Now, let's talk about the core features of these Bluetooth earbuds. Core feature number one, and probably one of the most important features to me, this guy incorporates Bluetooth 4.1 technology in it. So that means that it's completely wireless. So no cables. You don't have to plug this into your phones or what have you. So hashtag, you live in that hashtag cableless lifestyle. Core feature number two, these guys incorporate a 135 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. So pretty much you charge the battery up and you're good to go. Core feature number three, these guys have a built-in mic in them, which means you can make and receive phone calls and interact with your smart devices via voice commands. So whether it be a laptop, a desktop, a smartphone, a tablet, so on and so forth, if you have Bluetooth connectivity and your device supports voice commands, this is going to work no problem. So really, really solid features there. Okay, and that pretty much goes over the core features of these Bluetooth earbuds. All right. Up next now, let's talk about the sound quality, the volume, and the bass. Now, there will not be a demo in this full review, but y'all be on the lookout for my fit and sound demo test, which will be dropping shortly after I drop this video. So you guys be on the lookout for that one. But in terms of the sound quality, I have to say Zoetouch did a really, really nice job with this one. In terms of the low and high ends of the spectrum, the sound overall was very crisp and clear. If I had to knock it at any point of the spectrum, at the higher end of the spectrum, you do get a little bit of crackling, okay? But you're really going to only notice that if you have this guy at max volume, but it is there, but you're only going to notice it at max volume. Other than that, in terms of the volume, these guys get really, really loud. And with these guys at max volume, I cannot hear anything going on around me aside from what I'm listening to when I have these earbuds on. So really, really good job there. Really good stuff. All right, so the sound quality is pretty good, and the overall volume is really good. Now, in terms of the bass, I have to say that the bass is decent. It's not you don't get a lot of bass with these, but you get a decent amount depending on what types of music that you're listening to. Okay, so overall, in terms of the bass, I have to say that these earbuds do a decent job, and I was pleasantly surprised given the overall size of the earbuds themselves. Where you really gonna put a driver? I guess you can put it in the necklace portion, but Zoetouch did a really good job for the type of earbuds they have here. So in terms of the sound quality, the volume, and the bass, it's pretty good overall. Now, up next, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the overall mic quality in these earbuds. Now, in terms of the mic quality, I've taken a bunch of phone calls. I've used these guys with a bunch of different devices. You can see that I have my Essential phone here and my Moto Xperia Edition because this guy can also pair up to two devices, and you can use two devices simultaneously. I think I forgot to mention that in the feature section. So that's why I have two devices here. I'm going to demo that in a little bit. But in terms of the overall mic quality, I'd have to say that the mic quality on these earbuds were really, really good. Taking calls and interacting with my smart devices using voice commands worked flawlessly. On a call, callers could not differentiate between me having the earbuds on and me using the built-in receiver on any of my devices. So really, really good mic quality here. Really, really good stuff. All right. So moving on now, let's go over the steps to pair, and I'm going to go over the steps how you can dual pair two devices that you can use simultaneously. Then we're going to keep it moving. So these steps to pair are pretty much universal across any Bluetooth capable device. They just look a little bit differently based on the platform or the OS that you're using. So these steps are pretty much the same across all Bluetooth capable devices, but it's going to look a little bit differently on a Windows device. It's going to look slightly differently on an iOS Apple device, and it's going to look a little bit differently on an Android device. But across the board, these steps are pretty much the same. So for demonstration purposes, I'm using two smartphones, but these steps work on a computer, a laptop, tablet, so on and so forth. As long as you have a Bluetooth capable device, these steps will work. Now, starting off, there's two ways you can do this. I'm going to do this the easiest way for me. But starting off, the first thing you want to do is take your Bluetooth capable device and navigate to the Bluetooth settings and make sure it's turned on. So you can see it's turned on here and it's visible to all nearby Bluetooth devices. Pretty much this happens automatically once you get in here. You just have to check a checkbox to make sure that your device is visible to all nearby Bluetooth devices. So if the checkbox isn't there, then it'll be somewhere in this drop down hamburger menu. But pretty much once you do click that checkbox and make your device visible, it automatically goes into scanning mode. So once you do that on your device, you're good to go from a device standpoint. But in the interest of speed, I'm also going to do that on the secondary device. So you can see I navigated to the Bluetooth settings. The Bluetooth is on and it's ready to pair. Okay? So now that you've primed your smart device, next thing you want to do is on your Bluetooth earbuds here, you want to press and hold the power button, and you're going to get some nice audible cues. You're going to get one letting you know that the device is powered on, and you're going to continue to press and hold, and it's going to go into pairing mode. So let me do that real quick, and I'll bring these back into frame. All right. Slap them on. Grab an earbud real quick. Put that in. All right. Now I'm pressing and holding. Got that audible tone there. Pressing and holding again. Oh, did that too quick. Press and hold. And she's good to go. And now you also get a nice visual cue. So you can see here, this is also visually how you know that it's in pair mode. You got your red and blue flashing LED. And now she's ready to pair. Okay, so now on Bluetooth device number 1, which is the Moto X Pair Edition, you're gonna scan or rescan or refresh. So let's do that here. And you see it's gonna pop up, and that's what you're looking for, the Zoetouch Bluetooth Earbuds. So you're gonna tap and pair. You're gonna get an audible tone letting you know that it's connected. And there you go, you're good to go. Alright, now what you want to do to pair up 2 devices is on the first device that you already have connected, you just want to turn off the Bluetooth. Alright, so the Bluetooth is off on device number 1. Now on device number 2, which is already in Bluetooth mode, you want to refresh again. And let it pop back up so you can see Zoetouch. Tap it again. And it's going to go through the pairing process. You want to click pair. And you can see device is connected. Alright. Now, back on. So, put device number 2 down. Back on device number 1. You just want to turn back on Bluetooth. And you want to tap the Zoetouch again if it doesn't do it automatically. And you can see it's going to automatically reconnect. And now you're going to have 2 devices connected up simultaneously. So connected on device number 1, as you can see there. Now you can use this to listen to music, take phone calls, dictate commands. And back on device number 2, you can also see that it's still connected as well. So let's say, for instance, one common use case that I do a lot with Bluetooth devices that have a multi-pairing connectivity on them is, let's say I was watching a YouTube video over here on this device and I got a phone call on this device. It will pause my YouTube video and start ringing this device. I tap the multi-function call in, play, pause, power on and off button to answer the phone call. And now I'm taking the call on this device, but my YouTube video is still paused on this device. Now I end the call over here, and I could just push play on my YouTube video over here, and it's going to transition between both devices very, very smoothly, and it's going to be really, really good. Or let's say I was watching a YouTube video over here, and I wanted to listen to some Pandora over here. All I would have to do with the YouTube video still playing, launch Pandora over here. It's going to pause this, and then I'll listen to this. Or let's say I'm done listening to Pandora, want to go back to YouTube, pause Pandora over here, and go back and press play on my YouTube video over there. Okay? Or if you want to get power user style, let's say you have Hulu launched over here, and you playing an episode of one of your favorite shows. Right now I'm watching something like Midnight in Texas, which is a really good show. And then on this device, let's say you have something going on like Netflix. Let's say right now I'm also watching Valor, which is also available on Netflix, and it's a really good show. So I can have Valor pulled up over here, and I can have Midnight in Texas pulled up over here. So after I finish my Midnight in Texas episode on here, I can start playing my Valor episode on here, and it's going to be a very seamless and smooth experience. Don't even really have to think about it. Just have to stop and exit and push play. So, like I said, you can simultaneously use these earbuds across 2 devices at the same time. Really good stuff. So that pretty much goes over the steps to pair 1 device and the steps to pair 2 devices, and some of the use cases that you can do having 2 devices connected up simultaneously. So now let's keep it moving. Okay? Up next now, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the overall Bluetooth strength and the Bluetooth range. Now again, Bluetooth wise, this guy has Bluetooth 4.1 technology in it. And in terms of the range, the manufacturer said that this guy has a range of 10 meters or 33 feet. And I found that was spot on the money. As long as I was within that designated range, I didn't have any issues. And for those of you that wonder how I test this, I pretty much start in my bedroom here, which is where I'm recording this video. I connect up one of the devices, and I would put it on my table here, or put it on my bed, put it on my nightstand, and I'd play something like a Netflix video or a Pandora song, and I'd just start walking. And the point at which the music disconnects altogether, that's how far that range can stretch. And in particular, I usually always make it somewhere like down by my front door, which is like, I want to say roughly 33 feet away. I don't know exactly. Or if I was going out towards the pool area, I would say the edge of the pool area where it goes onto the other carport is probably exactly 33 feet away as well. And these generally disconnect right as I get onto either carport, which is probably about 35 feet away. So in general, I have to say that the range is pretty much spot on. And in terms of the overall Bluetooth strength, I'd have to say that it's really, really good. Now, as long as you're in areas where you have limited to no interference, then you shouldn't have any issues. But if you are in areas with interference, then you might have some issues with these earbuds. And these don't feature any type of aux cable, so you're either going to have to limit your interference or get away from those devices or products that are causing interference, or just not use these till you get to an area with limited to no interference. But other than that, I'd have to say that the Bluetooth range is pretty much spot on, and the Bluetooth strength is really good. Now let's talk about the overall durability of these earbuds. Now, from a durability standpoint, I have to say that these earbuds are really, really good. Now, in my week and a half of testing, maybe about a week, maybe 8 days roughly, so a little bit over a week. In my week or so of testing, I've put these guys through the ringer. Okay, I've sat on them. I've fallen asleep with them on. They've fallen off of my neck. I've got them caught while I was playing around with my little nieces, and these guys still look and function as if brand new, and I have no issues with them. Okay, so that's just an overall testament to the overall durability of these earbuds. So durability wise, these guys are top notch. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the overall charge times and the overall battery life. Now, in terms of the charge times, if I could talk tonight, in terms of the charge times, the manufacturer stated in the user manual that these guys should take anywhere from about an hour and a half to 2 hours to reach a full charge. Now, I found that in my testing, that is probably spot on the money. If you plug these guys in as soon as you get that battery low warning, which is a nice audible warning, then it's going to probably take about roughly an hour to an hour and a half. Now, if you let these guys drain completely dead, then you're looking at about 2 hours, depending on the type of charger that you use. In particular, during my testing, I used a turbo charger, I used a rapid charger, and I used a regular charger. And with the turbo or rapid charger, I was getting anywhere from about an hour and 25 minutes to an hour and a half. With the regular charger, from completely dead, I was getting about 2 hours, or a little bit under that. So I would have to say that the manufacturer's quoted statement in the user manual is spot on, depending on what charger you use and when you put these guys on the charger. So the overall charge times on these are really, really good. Next, let's talk about the overall battery life. Now again, the manufacturer quoted in the user manual and on their website and on Amazon that these guys should get about 11 hours of talk time and 10 hours of music playback with 320 hours of standby. Now, you guys know me. I don't like to break these things down into that type of usage. I'm more of a mixed usage fan. So when I talk about my results with the battery life, it incorporates mixed usage. So what exactly is mixed usage for me? That means I was streaming a lot of videos, whether it be via YouTube Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, so on and so forth. Or I was either listening to a lot of music and streaming a lot of music, whether it be through Pandora, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, so on and so forth, streaming just a bunch of music. Okay, and in terms of that, I test these guys at 50% volume, 75% volume, and 100% volume. And I found that with these earbuds set at 50% volume, I was getting roughly about 13 hours of usage. And I've tested this multiple times in my week or so of using the device. I've been using these earphones pretty heavily, and at 50% volume, I was getting roughly about 13 hours, give or take a few seconds or so. All right. And at 75% volume, I was getting roughly 12 hours. Okay. Down to the second. Every time I clocked it in, when I remembered that time was going, I was getting about 12 hours on the nose or just under the second or so. Okay. And again, I tested that multiple times. I think I've listened to a ton of music. I'm kind of music worn out at the moment. And I've watched a bunch of shows. And I'm kind of a little worn out with the shows at the moment too. But these are the things you got to test because I want to give y'all some accurate numbers. That way you can feel more comfortable before you make your purchases. So at 75% volume, you're going to get about 12 hours of usage. Keep in mind though, these are just my particular results and we all use our devices differently, so your results may vary, okay? All right. Now, at 100% volume, this is where I would say I was getting about 9 to 10 hours, depending on what I was doing. When I was taking a lot of phone calls, listening to a lot of music, and, watching a lot of shows, then I was getting, a little bit on the 9s, okay? If I cut back a little bit, and let's say I was just listening to music or watching shows, then I was getting about 10 hours or so. So, with my particular usage, I would say at 100% volume, I was getting about 9 to 10 hours, depending on what I was doing. So, really, really good battery life, okay? Good. So that pretty much goes over the charging times and the overall battery life. And in particular, when I'm just usually using these guys casually, I tend to keep them at about either 50% or 75%, depending on what I'm watching or what I'm listening to or how hyped I am. That's why I tend to use it. I don't tend to use my headphones at max volumes too much anymore because I find that over time it really does give me a headache or it gets slightly uncomfortable. So that's that. But at regular volumes or comfortable volumes, I also found that I can easily use these earbuds for extended listening sessions without that ear fatigue or listening fatigue. So in terms of comfort, these earbuds are also really, really good. Now, the next thing I want to go over with you guys are a few positives and negatives of these earbuds. Then we're going to wrap it up, talk about the price, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts and a recommendation or two. So let's start off with the positives. Positive number one, you have Bluetooth connectivity. So no more do you have to worry about connecting up cables and plugging hardline into your device. As long as you have a Bluetooth capable device, you should be good to go. Positive number two, you have a built-in mic, which means you can make and receive phone calls and interact with your devices using voice commands. And the mic on these earbuds are really, really good, so you shouldn't have any issues depending on what you're doing. Positive number three, the charge times on this set of earbuds are really, really good. That 1.5 to 2 hour mark is almost the sweet spot. I almost want to see it down to an hour flat, but for what these are and the overall battery life that you're getting, depending on the volume that you use them at, that charge time is really, really good. Okay? And positive number three would probably be the overall battery life on these earbuds is really, really good. So let's say, for instance, you only use these guys for working out, and you work out an hour a day or an hour and a half a day. You're gonna easily get about a week or so of usage out of these guys, give or take a few days. So you might get more or less depending on how long your workouts are. Or let's just say you use these guys casually. So you do 3 hours here and 2 hours there and so on and so forth. You're going to easily get about 4 to 5 days of usage before you got to charge these guys again. So really, really good battery life on these guys. And really, really good standby as well. And positive number 3 is the overall design. Now these design, well, 4 or 5. Positive number 4 or 5 is the overall build and design. In particular, with the design, you can easily hide these earbuds under your shirt, or depending on what type of style of clothing you wear, these can easily be hidden. And if you adjust the wires appropriately, you can very discreetly have these in your ears, and nobody will be that much the wiser, you know. So I really, really like the design for that, and that makes these very comfortable and discreet. All right, so that pretty much does it for the positives. Now, when we talk about the negatives, I really only have 2. Number 1 is I wish that the overall charge time will be cut down by at least 30 minutes. Nowadays, I feel that these Bluetooth devices need to incorporate some type of quick charge so you can get these guys topped off in about an hour so you can use them and go on about your day. Nobody wants to be tethered to the plug. We want to be out there living our lives and have technology helping us to make our lives easier. So if Zoetouch is listening, with the next model, if you can cut the charge times down by like a half an hour, you should be good to go. And the next negative is probably in terms of the battery life on the high end. Again, they said in the user manual that these guys should get anywhere from about 10 to 11 hours of usage. And I found that, and I've said this before, that is very correct when you talk about at 100% volume. But for me, and in my opinion, and this whole video is based on my opinion, all Bluetooth devices nowadays need to have a minimum battery life on the high end at max volume of 12 hours or more. So these earbuds fall a little bit short of that number. Now, if you back down the volume to 50 and 75%, then you easily clear that number. But let's say you want to max out, go beast mode at 100% all the time, then they're not going to clear that standard of which I set. So if Zoetouch is listening, you need to bump up the battery by at least an hour or 2 so you clear that, because as I've said, I feel like, in my opinion, all Bluetooth devices need to get a minimum of 12 hours and up of usage. So that's probably the only 2 negatives that I have for this Bluetooth pair of earbuds. The charge times need to get cut down by a half an hour, and the battery life needs to go up by 1 to 2 hours, and then you would go from a good device or a really good device to a great device. So Zoetouch, if you're listening, work on those 2 negatives and you might have a really solid winner here. Alright, so that pretty much goes over the positives and the negatives. Now let's talk about the price, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts and a recommendation or 2, and then we're going to wrap this video up. So, as always, or maybe you're new to the channel, I am an Amazon Prime customer, and I picked these up via Amazon, and because I'm an Amazon Prime customer, I get the free 2-day shipping. And after taxes, I paid roughly about, let's see if I remember exactly, pull it up here, have it on my phone here. So after taxes, I paid, it was like $20, $22. Let me see. Let me pull that up. Yeah, $22 after taxes. So you guys are probably wondering, at $22, can I recommend that you guys pick this up? And I would have to say yes. Yes. This is a really solid pickup, and you should not be disappointed if you decide to pick up these magnetic necklace style Bluetooth earbuds. Okay? If you want a comfortable design, really solid build quality, really solid volume, you want to take advantage of the dual pairing feature, okay? Then I can easily recommend that you pick these pair of earbuds up. Also, if you're looking for something with some really good mics, because maybe you take phone calls a lot, or you dictate a lot of text, or do a lot of voice commands, then I can also recommend these Bluetooth earbuds. Alright, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Again, this has been my full review of the Zoetouch magnetic Bluetooth necklace earbuds. Alright, as always, if you guys and gals enjoyed the video, please help your boy out and give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. Okay? If you want to see more raw, uncut content like this, because you never really know what's going to happen when I push record, please hit that subscribe button down below and click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you get notified when I post new videos. As always, all links to where to purchase these earbuds exactly how you see them here will be located down below in the video description. So if this video has piqued your interest, please check out the video description. It's going to be like a one-stop shop down there, and you should be good to go. And as always, guys and gals, if you guys know anyone out there looking for some high quality, affordable devices and products at some really great prices, please share with them my channel, because I'm doing this for everyone because we all deserve the best. And also, please stay tuned because I have the Fit and Sound demo coming up shortly. If it's not already posted, it will be posted soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. Okay, I hope everyone has a great evening, and I will catch you guys and gals in my next video. Peace. Oh, because I almost forgot, this whole video was recorded using the 13 megapixel camera on the LG Stylo 3 at 1080p, 30 frames a second, and there is no external mic hooked up to this guy. So all the audio you're hearing was captured using the mics on the Stylo 3 as well, and all the video you're seeing was recorded using the 13 megapixel mics on the LG Stylo 3 at 1080p, 30 frames a second. So please let me know how the video looks, and please let me know how the audio sounds down in the comments. Alright, have a good evening everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.